collision response. I'll have to spell response properly. That's going to be like blocking hit. That's surface normal. Impact normal? Yeah. Alright, so that should set that up. It seems like I do want easier access to this, so instead of, I'm just going to call it hit, we're going to call this collision. So it'll be like collision.hit.impact normal. Yeah, that looks a lot easier to stare at. It's not that bad, Scorpion. It's just like any other technical jargon. It's just logic. It's just something that takes time to understand, just like any other skill in life. And it's something I like to do, so that helps me out. If I didn't like coding, oh god, I would hate being an engineer. I just wouldn't be one. Alright, so if the impact normal is a 0 vector, it's not entirely accurate. That's not really what we want. I think what we're basically saying is if we have a collision, so has blocking hit, like let's just say collided. Response dot has blocking hit, let's just say collided. build a robot to go mow the lawn. I don't know about building a robot with a giant blade on it with a gas engine roaming around the front yard. That might turn into something else. Like, as soon as you start making a robot that could seriously injure somebody out there, I kind of go, do we really want to do that? Do we really want to be liable for that? And the answer is sometimes, yeah. We want a frickin' guard robot lawnmower in the front yard that just messes people's days up. It's like, oh, you're trying to deliver the mail? Get the hell out of here. Came to the wrong house. So collision collided, do this sort of stuff. Water velocity is these things. Closest distance to floor, this is going to be distance in this one. So it's going to be what, response dot collision distance. It's greater than that, then we don't have anything. So again, it's going to be, I guess, collision dot this. Alright, that's starting to look better. We just take out surface normal and closest distance to floor. And we'll just change this to get position as opposed to the rest of this. G down, we can just take all this out. We need our movement direction vector for when we're doing this. Alright, that makes sense. Oh yeah, we need to go make some Robot Wars stuff, don't we? I remember this show. Go grab the robots and hold them over the flamethrower and just burn them. It's always the best. I think BattleBots actually like made a comeback. At least it tried to recently. I watched a few episodes of it. What was interesting was one of the ones, I think it was Biohazard, was one of the guys who worked on it used to be my next door neighbor. I did not know him. I was too young, but it was kind of an interesting link that I'd be watching. What is this? What is all this? Unfortunately, the page you have... Yeah, that link is not working. For me, at least. Yeah, that link has got like a comma in it or something. And I can't load it. Flamethrower, I think, would be... I think they're legal in the United States, actually, which is... because they're used for pest control or something like that. You can totally go out there and burn crap down. You'll only get arrested for like disturbing the peace, and then they'll probably just like realize that what you're doing actually wasn't illegal. It's totally doable. Looks like we need another one here, which is a test overlap. What's legal and illegal? I know one of the really funny things is that they cannot pass laws to get rid of certain millimeters of signaling devices, because of the Coast Guard and stuff like that. So it's completely legal to have a grenade launcher as long as it's like exactly 23 millimeters in diameter for the shell, and it's like an official signaling device if it complies. So you can just fire whatever the hell you want out of it. It's very important. So you go to like a gun show and there'll be some dude there selling you like an attachment to your AR-15 that's just literally a grenade launcher, but he's like, no, it's not a grenade launcher. It's a signaling device. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go use this signaling device in the country. We're gonna go signal things. Yeah, those, you're gonna have to use like a URL shortener or something else, Caracan. All those links are getting screwed up. So we're gonna need another function over here, which is gonna be like overlaps world, and that's gonna be something else. So what are we gonna want with our overlap test response? So it's going to be sweep test response, we're going to have overlap test response. I think it's like F overlap or something like that. We're going to have like overlap, let's just say collision. We're going to know the position and direction, ray distance, and collision distance. No, we're going to know at least the position. We should have the collided object. And should we call this collided object, or should we just like collided component? Call it that. It's the guy from Short Circuit. Keeps you focused and motivated. It's easier to find a nagging wife than to code a robot to do that. just get somebody to angrily yell at you. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful relationship full of abuse. Let's see. Sweep object. Alright, we got that. We need overlap. Overlap movement object. We don't need a direction, we just need a position. And we're going to return an overlap test response. Follow this to overlap the object. It demotivates, yes. That is true. Nothing frustrates you faster than somebody just yelling at you all the time. So overlap, sweep movement. This should be sweep movement actor. This should be sweep movement actor here as well. Overlap movement actor, sorry. Sweep movement actor, sweep movement object, and then we need overlap movement actor and object for these things. Whoops. Yeah, they've got some of those things like in Japan where you can get on your phone, you can get like little anime girls that tell you to do things and they're like really encouraging. It's pretty funny if you've ever looked any of that crap up. But I think it's one of the new products that's gonna come out is this little anime girl in a jar. It's kind of the Japanese version of Alexa, and it's the creepiest thing ever. If you've seen the commercial, it's like this Japanese guy who's working all day, every day. And he comes home to this little anime girl in the jar, and he's like, I have somebody to come home to. And the damn thing costs like $2,000. It's just like, oh my god, something is wrong here. Overlap the movement object. Let's do that. So we just need to find, where is this? Right here. Alexa? You don't know what an Alexa is? It's a little talking trash can. Anime virtual assistant trapped in a coffee maker. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, and if you don't know what the Alexa is, Scorpion, it's a little cylinder thing that you can talk to. And I've got one, my parents have got one, my grandparents have got one. And you can tell it to like play music. It can set timers. It can do a lot of stuff. It's actually pretty nice. And one of my friends worked on it at Amazon, so it's pretty funny. They removed a lot of the Easter eggs in the Alexa, though. There used to be a lot more, where they had this huge list of quotes and stuff like that, which was kind of like flavor text. If you mentioned a few things, it would have interesting things to say about it. Like you could ask it to get to the chopper, and it had a whole bunch of things that it could say. Anime girl. You gotta have somebody to come home to, Nightfall. Yeah, it's a little trash can looking device. All the conspiracy theorists are like, it's just the government spying on you, and I'm like, no, that's your cell phone and your TV, not that. Yeah, it used to have a lot of cool things to say, but they had to take it out, which was really, it was boring. Because it had like a whole bunch of stuff in there too. If you like said racist crap to it, it would get offended at you. And they took that out. I was like, oh man, that was my favorite part. Alright, so if actor is null, we'll just return false. Otherwise, we're still gonna need to call reset, I think, on the response though. Ah, why? No, we should definitely call reset on the response. Response.reset. Alright. Response.reset. I swear my Alexa told me to fuck up. These other playlists just aren't doing it for me. Alright, overlap movement object. We need a bunch of overlaps. We need the position is what we're doing. We have the component. We need cached components. We need to grab the array of components. We need to do that right here. So we've got the overlaps. We're going to do that. We're going to need the overlap position. So overlap results is going to be the hit. We're going to need to check a few things. So if object is null, we need to return false. We need to do response.reset. Alright. Yeah, the anime girl commercial thing is just hilarious. Because they had some of the same stuff for, like, if you played Mass Effect, I think they had a few mobile apps where based on like your relationship with the characters in the game, it would like text you. So you get like a text from Liara or something. It would be like, "Hey, where are you?" I mean, it's just like, God, people are fucking strange. All right, so the hit's gonna be true. So we want it's gonna be response dot hit equals. I think it's just overlaps dot overlap sub overlaps dot num minus 1 is what it's supposed to do. Alright, so response dot collision equals true. Shouldn't be too much. Response dot position equals position, and collided components is going to be response dot collided component equals comp. I'm not really sure we want the collided component here because we're early outing on these things, so we're just gonna get rid of that. I don't want it. I don't want it. You're gonna have to buy that? Oh no. What have I done? Karakan, save yourself. It's a slippery slope. I'm just waiting for the VR attachment for that, and so you can have absolutely no human interactions ever again in your entire life, because all you do is just you get home and put on your little VR headset, and then like your anime girl who was in, you know, the coffee maker is now in your living room. This is your life in 10 years. Only if you can have the uncensored one. You gotta pay extra for that. Ain't nothing free. Even virtual anime girls. They gotta get paid too. God, and then you just know somebody's gonna try to marry one of those damn things. It'd be like marrying your toaster. This is where we draw the line. Modern society. We need to have a line somewhere. If it's not gonna be here, where is it gonna be? Alright, so hits is undefined. Alright, object is undefined, so we need actor needs get movement, doesn't it? Yeah. Talking about the Alexa with snarky retorts. Okay, that actually would be awesome. Sadly, Amazon would never do something like that, though. They're too big of a company. They got to be goody little two shoes about everything. So comp will be there. Has blocking hit. This is sweep test response. Has blocking hit. It's collided. Collided object. It's collided component. Yes, that's correct. Alright, so we need a reset for this guy as well. Takeaway has arrived. We'll dig in, Scorpion. Enjoy your food. Why did I call this one collision collided? We need to make those the same name. So position's gonna be that. We don't need a ray destination. It's just those two. Okay, not bad. There you go. Oh no, people are joining Amazon Game Studios on Facebook. I should warn them. I should warn them. Overlap test response. That's why it's screwed up. Yeah, if your machine just got angry with it, it's like I'm done talking. I would rather discontinue my existence than and continue this conversation. Alright, good. Looks like we're making some progress on cleaning this garbage up. So we've got our test nudge hit position, and all we have to do now is basically just call if Dashkin movement utils overlap movement object this test nudge position and then response. I wonder if we even care about a response. Like, we could totally just be like, does this collide or not, and then not give two shits about the response actually coming back. So we'll do that as well. Why don't we instead pass in a pointer to a response? That seems reasonable. And we're just going to default it to null pointer. So if overlap object, so if not overlap object, then we move it. So we can just chunk off all of that code, and we're good to go. Oh, and we also probably want to sanitize a few things with these util functions. We could go ahead and like zero out the collision X normals and collision X positions and all that fun stuff. So if response does not equal null pointer, again, so response to yeah, if response does not equal null pointer. Actually, we'll just kind of wrap this whole thing, won't we? Just do these things. So, bool hit equals false. And just say hit equals true. And we want our F overlap result. I'm going to just do overlap. I'm say overlap equals hit. So otherwise, response hit equals overlap. Response collided equals hit. Response position equals position. No problem. So what that'll do is now we don't have to pass in all the things. So let's see. So that should set us correctly there. And let's just make sure that start position. Yeah, there it is. Okay, good. It's like, that's not working for me. Alright, let's make sure it compiles. Let's also run this real quick to make sure it didn't screw anything up with some basics. Because nothing worse than doing a whole bunch of refactoring and then needing to poke through half of it just to figure out what the hell you did. Cannot have an exposed pointer of this type. Yeah, I remember this garbage. So basically, if you expose some of these things to blueprints, you can't have use structs that are pointers. And I really don't know why that is. Some arbitrary reason that's there. But that's how it is. So we have to go make some things that take pointers and then some things that take references and copy pasta the hell out of it. Just because we need to appease Unreal's needs. Unreal's got needs, guys. Unreal's got needs. So it's going to be actor, position, and address of response. And it's going to be object, position, address of response. Just copy that. And there we go. Done with that. So now this thing cannot be angry at me. I mean, it can still be angry at me, but that's fine. So, Just fix stuff. Sorry, I'm not telling more stories and doing other things. I'm just actually working, I guess. I'm sure I'll get distracted later. What am I doing? I forgot the namespace on all these things. Just do your thing? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. A lot of the coding stuff is just gonna be me just doing whatever must be done. What is this? None of the two overloads could convert all types. So we need, yeah, there we go. Actually do work. I mean, I need to make this game exist, right? And you may notice I'm also wearing a Molten Games t-shirt today. It's a very rare t-shirt with the lava shark on it, which was our mascot. A studio that existed for a scant 11 months, but was really fun to work at down in San Diego. You send them all away. No! You send all of them away. I'd be upset too. I'd be like, where'd they go? Those things were awesome. Like you posted a picture of them, I think, the other day in Adam's stream. I was like, oh man, those things look really sweet. Alright, so now we need to do this movement, sweep, collision, normal garbage here. Oh yeah, I wanted to test to make sure this code actually worked before I went much farther. So let's do that. If I want to work. I think we'll leave all the other small rewards for when we actually ship the game. Give me something to look forward to, you know. Then we can talk about if there's a way to acquire said fat sacks. Maybe. But I need to focus on the code. We'll have all the virtual fat sacks. The physical ones, I don't know. I don't know yet. Need something to look forward to. Yeah, we'll see. Adam's been pretty slammed with Bob's work. I think usually how he's got, at least, is he'll get a whole bunch of work all at once, and usually they will. Okay, yeah, it's totally broken. Great. I broke something. No, what did I break? Interesting. Exceeding max physics iterations per object. 12. Alright, so we've broken all the things. Excellent. So we need to then fix all the things. What is broken with this thing? So sweep object down, and if we collided, which is true, then move interaction vector is current velocity is nothing. Okay. Well, let's take a look. I think I just missed some basic thing. I have no idea. You'd have to ask Adam. Prototype fat sacks. Have they got all the hidden electronics? They got a little jetpack in there. So let's see what I broke here. So if you're not familiar with version control, basically what I can do is I can see like what I had and then what I have now. And it looks like I'm looking to see exactly what's going on. Fat sack whoopee cushions. I'm actually surprised that those don't already exist, to be honest. It seems like such a shoo-in. Oh, I see. When I said breakpoints, I'm actually getting, I'm exceeding the max physics iterations for an object because our step is too far. So what I need to do is actually have a maximum frame time as well. So when we add that real quick, we need a max frame time. So it's gonna be Dashkin global utils max frame time. And the maximum frame time, I think we're gonna, if we're running less than like 10 frames per second, we should start basically dropping time. Do we already have that in our time utils? Hmm. So maybe this is going to be our game mode that has the update loop in it. Maybe there's an Unreal setting. So there's like a max FPS, but it's not locked down to what we want, so I'm gonna have to lock it down myself, is what it looks like. Not too difficult, so we just need to set a max frame time and get that in there. I'm actually just gonna put a note in here to do that, as opposed to doing it right now. Let's do add in maximum frame time for updates for objects, and make sure to update the time utils to reflect that time. Because time in games can be really a pain in the butt because it's not real time, right? Because I mean, you want real time sometimes, like how many seconds since the start of the process, but you also need like how many seconds since the start of the level, but then you need to subtract how much time has been paused, but you also need to know how much time has elapsed. But if you just add to a float or to a double or whatever, then you end up with imprecision later with how much time has elapsed, and if you rely on it too much, you get screwed. So time just kind of sucks. Oh, nice. Well, hey, progress is progress. Keep going, Nightfall. Time is an illusion. You're an illusion, Scorpion. You're an illusion. That's actually good. Yeah, what is it? If the universe was programmed by somebody, then the speed of light is the most gigantic hack of all time. Dude's like, nothing go faster than this. I'm just gonna slam my fingers on a keyboard and have like a really big number here. Alright, so wanted velocity is being set to the current velocity. We're zeroing the z, then current velocity, that size, is being set. Okay. I'll have to walk through this, see what it's doing. Onto making an attack, feeling determined. Keep feeling determined. Alright, so we are on the floor, but our current velocity is 0. Okay, that's fine. And our current velocity is still 0. So you can add conditions to breakpoints. So I'm going to say like if m wanted velocity dot y does not equal 0. And that way I can actually wait and hit the key. So current velocity is being set to the movement direction vector. The movement direction vector is being set to nothing because is the impact normal garbage? Impact normal is the impact normal is not what I would expect it to be. Like the impact normal is 1 and that's straight up and we're rotating it by that. So why are we getting, if we're rotating it, so the original, we've rotated it, so the vector is -1 and we're saying it equals the current velocity. And alright, so this collision is collided method is getting screwed up. So what did this used to be? Never give up, never surrender. So this used to be if the surface normal is a 0 vector. So this is if we didn't collide, is what it should be. Okay. It's just me being dumb. Yeah, progress in programming is just a series of 1,000 small steps, and you build systems that work on top of other systems, and after a certain amount of time, you can get stuff like movement. Like over the past week, people have watched me get movement. Like we started off just getting ray tracing working, and then we got sweeping working, and then we were able to sweep to the floor and stick to the floor. And then we were able to move along the floor, and then now we're able to move and jump and, you know, mantle over crap and do all this other stuff. And it's all just, you know, you build one thing, make sure it works, and you build the next thing, and you just keep going. So that's what we do. That's all we do. So let's make sure this is working. This is starting to look, yeah, so we're jumping around, we're doing all of our stuff, you know. Alright, cool. Let's keep working on cleaning up this code then. So it looks like we've got our sweep test right here, and we are using our hit distance and some other things. So let's go ahead and do that. So what are we actually doing here? We are sweeping in our movement direction vector from start position, and our distance is movement distance. Okay, so, and what is our if? So our if hit is this stuff is what it looks like. So if hit distance is greater than this, so we didn't hit anything with our sweep, so it's going to be if we didn't hit anything, then go ahead and do this. And we're going to need the movement direction vector, we need the movement distance, start position, new position, or stick distance, delta t. Okay, so that's good. Otherwise, what we need is the collision vectors. So basically, we're just taking this guy, we're going to chunk him up here. And we need the hit distance. The hit distance is going to be that. So it's going to be the collision distance, because we have hit distance is blocking hit dot distance. So it's going to be collision dot collision distance. We have start position, movement sweep collision normal. So that is the impact point, Well, we're not even using that. It should just be blocking hit impact normal. So that's going to be this one. Collision.hit.impact normal. The direction vector is already set. Movement impact point. So we actually do get the impact point. Okay. Not sure what we're going to do with that. Maybe we can take that out. So we can just get rid of all that code. The scrolling text for donations, let me just take a look at that. I've got this donation ticker widget. Which is, so it's the streamlabs.com widgets for donation ticker. So I'm not going to show all that stuff, but yeah, it's Streamlabs. It's called the donation ticker, and it's just a web window with my token, which allows me to have that. And I think the scrolling is a setting on Streamlabs itself. I could take another closer look if you have any other questions though. But I think that's not wrong. Yeah, Karakan probably knows this better than I do. I just work here. Oh, okay, yeah. You could probably do some fancy CSS there if you're using web windows. Alright, so since we changed a whole bunch of stuff, let's make sure we didn't break it. Well, looks pretty good. I really like that jump there. It was, you can see I'm hitting the lip on that thing, but I can still like jump up and around. And this is untuned movement, but it's really frustrating if you're like trying to platform and just, you know, I hit like everything when I was doing that jump up there, but I still, you know, was able to make it. Like I hit the side of the top of the platform, at the side of the platform, and he just moved around it, right? That's what we need to happen for people not to be pissed off at our platforming motion. Because otherwise, you know, everybody knows what a bad platformer feels like, right? You're jumping and you try to land on something and like, you slide off of it and you can't jump and you get stuck on crap and it's just no fun. So yeah, sorry Omni, I've got links being deleted automatically. Unless you're a mod, I think the mod's can approve your link and all that. So let's see. We're cleaning up our code at the moment. So we're looking for places that we can just take stuff out real nicely. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, we're big enough to actually have spammers in the chat now. We're getting all the hate from Twitch. Alright, so it looks like we can take this one out here. Yeah, exactly. Let's see, sweep one movement distance is going to be the distance. Movement direction, sweep one start position. And we need the collision. The collision is going to be the sweep test response. Collision, like that. So, if closest hit is less, so this is going to be if we have a collision, then we're going to be doing this stuff. So it's going to be sweep one movement distance divided by closest hit. So it's going to be collision distance. Movement direction. Or stick distance, actual move position. That looks correct. Sweep one movement distance. Alright. So we can get rid of all that code, is what it looks like. Okay, that looks good. I know. Don't be all screaming at each other. Oh, probably posting that. Yeah, a 1366 by 768 monitor. Yeah, it's probably a little rough. I'd have to do a few things to make it visible. And I haven't had time, Omni, to go over and change all my settings and all that stuff. I just did, you know, the basics of just